Hi there, my name is Veronica, and I am a conscious manifesting life coach based in Chicago. And I am here today to answer three listener submitted questions. They were submitted as voice notes. If you would like your question answered on a future podcast, I will be answering all questions that are submitted, so it's super simple. You just download the Anchor app and submit me a voice note at Veronica Isles. You can ask me any question, specific person related, or any area of your life, but I am here to help and make your life better. If you would like to do some one-on-one coaching with me, veronicaisles.com is the place to go. And if you haven't visited my YouTube channel yet, there are over 400 videos that are totally free and can help you manifest better outcomes. So do check me out there as well and subscribe and hit that bell icon too. Okay, so let's get to question number one.
Hi, my name is Victoria, or you can call me Tori. My question is how to manifest a long-term commitment. I believe it's possible. We've had a past. It was very deep, and anyway, I know I can. I guess the answer is living in the end. I don't want to be scared of manifesting the wrong thing. I feel like I get I don't know. I don't want to mess it up. Yeah. And I'm trying to keep happy thoughts.
Okay, so hi Tori, and thank you so much for submitting your question. I am happy to help you out in terms of manifesting this long-term commitment, which I want to start by saying that you absolutely deserve and you desire this with this specific person, not because it is unattainable, but because it is something you absolutely can have. So I want you to take some comfort in knowing that it is in fact possible, even if you have been struggling at this for a while, it can actually finally break through. Now, the fact that you do have a past deep connection, that is definitely a good thing. I want you to make a list of all of the supportive evidence that you have working in your favor. For example, imagine all of the reasons why this person needs you, or things in the past that this person has done to signify needing you or appreciating you. Anything that can give you a glimmer of hope that this is in fact possible. Now, it's good that deep down you know you can. I can completely understand with this fear of worrying you're either going to manifest the wrong thing or you're sort of afraid that you're going to mess up. But I think it's important to keep in mind that instinctually you know how to do this. Because, well, all creation is done, so there's a version of you already that has the result. You need only align with the awareness of receiving that. And you can have it. Like this person first came into your life not to mock you or not to show you that you couldn't have a commitment, but rather to prove to yourself that you could, in fact, manifest this commitment with this specific person. And that's why fear is sort of silly, because if all outcomes are possible, then the outcome you truly want is possible. So why ever be afraid of quote unquote messing it up? Instinctually, you know how to do this. And so it's really a matter of trusting in yourself more. Now, it's good that you're trying to keep happy thoughts, but I think that happiness doesn't always equal manifestation. So you want to be more in line with determination, in line with harmonious thoughts that equal this idea of commitment. And it's okay, like at times you might be frustrated or determined or even angry, but channel that energy into this feeling of I can do it. And that's why quote unquote happy thoughts aren't necessarily something you want to be striving for all the time. Instead, you want to strive for consistency within yourself. I know I can do this. I don't know how, and I'm scared at times, and I'm going to admit that, and I'm going to surrender to that, but I'm going to keep trying. Even if I fall down, I'm going to keep picking myself up. Now, I think trusting in yourself more recognizing in yourself why this person needs that commitment with you too. Like it'll make both of your lives better. A committed relationship shows true love for one another, and that's something that you absolutely deserve. Now keep sending this supportive evidence. Keep trusting in yourself. Keep trusting that, well, the result is already yours. You just need to connect with that. And I think sometimes, you just have to kind of stick it out. Keep persisting in this. Of course, you want it right now, but never fall victim to feeling defeated in the current moment. Try to surrender that it will unfold in its right timing, and it will be right, and it will feel amazing. And when you get the goal, like it'll feel like you were always meant to have it. It'll feel so easy, so natural, so wonderful. That's why just allowing things to happen is the best course of action. So I hope this could help give you support, and I'm sending you a hug, and I am wishing you success in advance because I know you can do this. Okay, so let's get to question number 2.
Hello Veronica, this is Devasri from India. Hope you are having a great day. Actually, I have want to ask some questions from you regarding manifesting a specific person. I have been trying to manifest my specific person whom I am in love with since a year. I have tried a lot of techniques, affirmations, self-talk, visualizations, and many more. Most of all, I have been always been trying to stay positive in regards to this manifestation, that this manifestation can happen, everything is possible, nothing is impossible, and all that. Most of all, I believe that yes, he can love me, for sure he can love me back, but the thing is I am unable to have a breakthrough yet. Can you help me with having a breakthrough, and can you please suggest some techniques with which I can manifest my desire within a deadline?
Okay, so I think that this is a great question for anyone who has been at this for a while. For example, this person has been trying to manifest their specific person for about a year and has tried a lot of different techniques already. It sounds like you're doing all of the right things. I know you're anxious for this breakthrough, and anyone else who's in this particular situation would also be anxious for a breakthrough. I mean, obviously, you do these techniques not to do them, for fun or for silliness, but to actually get the result. And I do think that these techniques do pay off. And just because you haven't seen the result yet doesn't necessarily mean you need more techniques. I actually think you need more of the receiving stage, less techniques, one would say. And I think that you can be with your specific person. You can have this breakthrough, even though it hasn't happened yet. I think you need to be in that receiving stage, that receiving mode. Now, what is the receiving mode? Basically, it's not feeling the pressure to do more techniques. Especially when you want to manifest within a deadline. It is absolutely possible. But you sort of have to not necessarily put it aside, but feel like you've done enough. So you feel like all of these techniques are brewing, as if you've started a lovely sauce on the stove and you're simmering it and it's simmering to perfection. Some things take like 9 hours to simmer. So all good things take time. That's not to say that you can't manifest within this deadline, but it's to say that releasing yourself from the attachment of needing it right now and from also feeling like you need to do more. I wouldn't suggest more techniques. I would actually suggest more time for yourself. I would suggest devoting time that is specifically for you. Instead of researching new techniques, why don't you research something else that has to do with a different interest of yours? For example, living in the end result, you have your specific person. You're free to engage in all of your interests, all of your hobbies, all of the things that you love to do. So a good exercise for you would be to put more passion, put more energy into these other goals, these other pastimes, these other interests. Watch videos on YouTube that have nothing to do with manifesting, that are just fun, that are just silly. I would also Take time to settle into your life. A lot of times when we're trying to manifest a specific person, and especially within a deadline, we tend to put things on hold until it actually happens. So I would fully engage with your happiness. And I think sometimes people are afraid to do this because it almost mimics this idea of giving up on your desire, because suddenly you're not doing any of these techniques. Um, but I would give yourself these breaks. And that's why, like, for example, during my specific person workshop, I have you take the weekends off. I would take days off where you're not even thinking about your specific person, where you're just thinking about yourself. Now, in manifesting within a deadline, I would actually write this down on a piece of paper, put it in an envelope, and then not even think about it again. And I would just assume and consider it done. And I wouldn't open up the envelope until after your specific person comes back and then see, did you hit the deadline? Did you hit it beforehand? What happened? But believe that it's inevitable. And I think sometimes you just have to fully trust in yourself that you've done enough. But I definitely would not recommend more techniques or a different technique. When you've done so many different things, really the only missing component is fully just allowing that receiving. Some people think that the receiving stage is about actually, receiving already before they do it. It's like they're afraid to engage in the receiving stage until they're literally receiving. But to pave way for the receiving stage, you kind of have to stop a frenzied technique, schedule. And you just kind of have to trust. So I hope this could help. Okay, so let's get to question number 3.
Hi, Veronica. Great to find you here. My question is, I have been trying to manifest my SB for about 3 years now, and I have tried scripting, mental diet, you name it, I've done it. And somehow, as of late, I see less and less results. I get ignored all the time. We have no contact anymore. I'm not blocked or anything, but just no contact. And I'm close to giving up because I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. I know people always say, well, you have to not focus on those things, but I have to explain them so you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, any help would be welcome. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, so I'm happy to help you with the situation. And I do think that when you've been trying to manifest something for such a period of time, 3 years is a good chunk of your time. And especially when you feel close to giving up, I think that this is a clear indication that you need to make some serious changes within your routine, within what you're doing, within your focus level. I think that, again, just like the last question we answered, when you've done so many different things like scripting, mental diet, etc., 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 you need to really trust in yourself and feel from within that you have done more than enough. I really think that life responds best to gentle suggestion, not sort of hammering in a result. So you really need to trust in yourself that you have done more than enough. Now, the fact that you're seeing less and less and less results, especially being ignored, I wouldn't jump to the conclusion that you're doing something wrong. I would actually use this again as a clear indication. We're going to completely change things up. We're going to give this person less and less of your energy. It isn't that you need to give up, but I feel like you need to cut a little bit of the energy, the feeling, the momentum, the passion that you're sort of giving this person. I think that you need to give less and more on yourself, because it's almost like, especially when you're being ignored, you're not being seen, you're not being validated. So that's kind of a clear indication that your life needs to revolve more on you, less on this person. Now, I wouldn't give up, because I never say to give up on your desires, because it could be waiting to break through at any moment. In fact, I would try to say to yourself, it's darkest before the dawn. But you do need to move ahead in new ways, move forward. I would kind of ditch whatever routine you've been doing. We need to change things up completely, almost like you're redecorating. You're a gut rehab of a house. And it's time to totally put in new floors, new walls, new paint colors, everything new. So I would take a good look at your life and ask yourself what you have the power to change. That has nothing to do with this person. I would actually challenge yourself to take a break from thinking about this person, thinking about your results, and thinking about anyone, outside of yourself for like a week. I would give it a good week. I would give things a good week to reset and totally make that week about you, even in like supposedly selfish ways. Um, Make things totally about you, your needs, what you can do to satisfy those needs, satiate those needs right now. Because there's way too much focus being on this person. You've done all these things for this person. You've scripted, you've done a mental diet, you've exhausted yourself for this person without any results. So it's time, and even like contrary results. So it's time to completely take all that energy back. Um, I would think in terms of bettering your life, whether it's bettering your home situation, bettering, clearing out space, clearing out clutter, just bettering your quality of life. I'm not trying to suggest that you have a messy home. Maybe it's already in order right now, but think in terms of upping the standard of how you live and how you treat yourself. Um, I would even think in terms of other goals, new things that you could focus on, but I would completely change up your mental habits. And one of the mantras that I think that you should really focus on is this idea that you've done everything right. Everything is about to break through. So anytime you think of your specific person, say to yourself, I've done everything right. I trust in myself. Everything is about to break through. And I would just use that as your go-to statement, not, why am I being ignored? Should I give up? Et cetera, et cetera. No, we're just going to kind of put all that, aside. And you're going to focus on the fact you've done everything right. Hence, by default, it's going to come. It's about ready to break through. Darkest before the dawn. You're not doing anything wrong. The only thing you need to do is now it's time to reclaim your life. And I would try to really start to fall in love with life. Fall in love with the idea of just being you as an independent person. What is within my control? What is within my power? I feel like in your situation, too much attention, and anyone else who has been trying to manifest something for this length of time, too much attention on that other person. We need to take it all back, like a gut rehab. Think in terms of change in any form you possibly can. It'll give you a new outlook and definitely take at least a week to kind of reboot your entire mindset and frame of thinking. Okay, well, I hope this helped, and that concludes our podcast for today. I am Veronica. You can learn more about me at veronicaisles.com. I do live sessions where you can get your questions answered for free on YouTube. So visit me there, youtube.com/veronicaisles. If you want to email me, veronicaisles@gmail.com is the way to do it. Have an amazing day, and hopefully your question was answered. If not, do look in the next coming days. I am posting nearly daily now, and I'm sure it'll be answered soon. Have a good one.